Mr. Dellinger, you plead guilty to the indictment?
Obviously not guilty. The guilty parties have not been indicted.
I didn't ask whether it was obvious or not.
I thought I made myself clear. I said not guilty.
No speeches, no embellishments. How do you plead, sir?
Not guilty.
That's the way to do it. And how do you plead, Mr. Rubin?
Not guilty.
Let the record show that the defendant Rubin pleaded guilty, raising a clenched fist.
I have to object, Your Honor. He pleaded not guilty.
Oh, he pleaded not guilty.
A Freudian slip?
I thought with that clenched fist he was going to change the order of things.
Chicago, 1968. In August, the Democrats met to elect their presidential candidate. The convention was a stormy occasion, managed by Mayor Daley, the political boss of Chicago. The Vietnam War had deeply split the party and the nation. 500,000 anti-war demonstrators were expected in Chicago. Only 10,000 arrived because America's second city had become an armed camp. There had been riots over racism and poverty. Trying to find a solution to these problems, Martin Luther King and Robert Kennedy had been assassinated earlier that year. The demonstrators faced 6,000 troops, 6,000 National Guards, and 14,000 policemen. 26,000 armed men. Mayor Richard Daley.
As long as I'm mayor of this town, there'll be law and order in Chicago.
At nights, the demonstrators were driven from the parks by tear gas and clubs. Each day, the demonstrators returned to what they called their festival of life: music, marijuana, public lovemaking. Much of the talk was of the coming revolution and freedom for the oppressed minorities. Bobby Seale, chairman of the Black Panthers.
It's good to be here to come out and speak to some people who are involved in a drastic situation of a developing revolution. The revolution in this country that's occurring is in fact people coming forth to demand freedom. Whenever the people disagree with the political decisions that's been made upon their heads, the racist power structure sends in guns and force to see that the people accept those political decisions. But we are here as revolutionaries to let them know that we refuse to accept those political decisions that maintains the oppression of our black people and other people in the world.
Protest groups from all over America were present. Among them, Yippies, the Youth International Party specially founded for the occasion by Jerry Rubin and Abby Hoffman. Left-wing student and anti-war demonstrators were led by Tom Hayden, Rennie Davis and David Dellinger. During the 4 days of the convention, the demonstrators took every opportunity to express their contempt for what they called the system. From one side, bottles, rocks, obscenity used as a weapon to humiliate and destroy the weapons of authority. From the other, clubs and tear gas. On the last day of the convention, demonstrators gathered outside the Hilton Hotel, where many of the delegates were staying, and expressed their anger at the way the Vietnam issue had been handled by the politicians. An official inquiry later found that though the police had been deliberately provoked, the way they reacted had caused some of the worst violence. 8 leaders of different protest groups were arrested and charged with conspiracy to incite a riot. The trial took place in a Chicago courtroom and lasted 5 months, from September 1969 to February 1970. There are 23,000 pages of trial transcript. What follows is the mood of this often violent record, and every word spoken comes from it. 2 concepts of justice and of freedom face each other in this court. The judge, Julius Hoffman, aged 74.
It is charged that April 12th, 1968, in Chicago and elsewhere, the 8 defendants, David T. Dellinger,
Aged 53, lifelong pacifist, chairman, National Movement to End Vietnam War. Free on bail.
Renard C. Davis,
Aged 28, postgraduate degree in labor and industrial relations. Free on bail.
Thomas E. Hayden,
Aged 28, graduate, founder of militant group Students for Democratic Society. Free on bail.
Abbott H. Hoffman,
Aged 31, graduate, ex-civil rights worker, co-founder Youth International Party. Free on bail.
Jerry C. Rubin,
Aged 30, graduate, ex-reporter, co-founder Youth International Party. Free on bail.
Bobby G. Seal,
Aged 32, chairman, Black Panther Party. Also faces murder charge with political background. Held in custody.
Lee Weiner,
Aged 30, university lecturer. Free on bail.
John R. Freund,
Aged 31, chemistry professor. Free on bail.
It is charged that these defendants did conspire together to commit offenses against the United States, to travel and send messages across state borders with intent to incite, organize, and carry on a riot, and to commit acts of violence in furtherance of a riot. Gentlemen, which one of you will open for the government?
Mr. Schultz will, Your Honor.
Assistant United States Attorney, prepared government case.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the government will prove that the plans to incite the riot were in 3 steps. The first was to use the unpopularity of the war in Vietnam as a method to urge the people to come to Chicago during the National Democratic Convention for purposes of protest. The second step was to then incite these people against the police department, the city officials, the National Guard, and the military, so that they would defy the orders of the police and the military. Third, we will prove that the defendants made unreasonable demand upon the city of Chicago for certain permits. The defendant, Rubin, told Mr. Stoll, administrative assistant to the mayor of Chicago, "We came to fight in this city, to tear up the town and the convention." The defendant, Dellinger, was the principal architect of the riots which occurred on Wednesday, August 28, 1968. The defendant, Hayden, told the crowd, "Make sure if blood is going to flow, let it flow all over the city. If we are going to be disrupted and violated, let this whole stinking city be disrupted and violated." Thousands of screaming demonstrators blocked the streets and refused to clear them. They defied the orders of the police, and the riot broke out at about 8 o'clock on Wednesday evening.
Is it the desire of any lawyer of a defendant to make an opening statement?
It is, Your Honor.
William Moses Kunstler, best known civil rights lawyer in USA, leads defense.
You may proceed, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my name is William Kunstler. The evidence will show, as far as the defendants are concerned, that they, like other citizens of the United States, numbering many thousands, came to Chicago in the summer of 1968 to protest the continuation of the war in South Vietnam. They hoped that this protest would have an effect upon the country in which they live and the world in which that country is a part. At the same time that they were making plans to stage this